Imagine a crime so brutal, so haunting, that it left an entire city terrified for decades. Four teenage girls murdered inside a small yogurt shop in Austin, Texas. 30 years later, despite arrest, confessions, and even convictions, no one is behind bars. Why? Because the truth remains tangled in bad police work, false confessions, and unanswered questions. This is the story of the yogurt shop murders and why, after all this time, it's still unsolved. 1991. It was a Friday night just before Christmas. Four girls, Eliza Thomas, 17, Jennifer Harbison, 17, her sister Sarah, just 15, and their friend Amy Ayers, 13, were closing up the I Can't Believe It's Yogurt shop in North Austin. But what should have been a normal shift ended in horror. The store caught fire, and when firefighters put out the flames, they made a discovery that shook Austin to its core. Inside, they found the bodies of all four girls. They had been bound, gagged, shot, execution style, and at least one showed signs of sexual assault. The fire, investigators believed, was started to cover up the crime. It was one of the most shocking mass murders in Texas history. Police were under enormous pressure. The city demanded justice. Years passed with no clear answers. Then, in the late 1990s, investigators turned to a group of teenage boys who had been on the police's radar. After long interrogations, three of them confessed. Two, Robert Springsteen and Michael Scott, were convicted and sent to prison. The problem? Their confessions didn't match the evidence. No fingerprints, no DNA, nothing physical tied them to the yogurt shop. And when experts looked closer, they realized the confessions had been coerced. The boys told investigators what they wanted to hear, likely out of fear and exhaustion. In 2009, almost 2 decades after the murders, the convictions were overturned. The court ruled that, without DNA, the confessions alone weren't enough. Springsteen and Scott were released. And just like that, the case, the one that had supposedly been solved, was wide open again. So what about DNA? Over the years, advances in forensic science gave investigators new hope. In 2008, a male DNA profile was found on one of the victims. But here's the kicker. It didn't match any of the 4 men who had confessed. That should have been a breakthrough. Instead, it created even more confusion. Who did the DNA belong to? And why haven't anyone matched it to the national database? Even worse, in recent years, new potential leads have been stalled because of legal battles. The FBI holds critical DNA evidence that could be tested with today's technology, but access has been blocked due to the disputes between local authorities and federal investigators. So the science exists, but bureaucracy is standing in the way. This case isn't unsolved because of lack of evidence. It's unsolved because of mistakes, false confessions, mishandled investigations, agencies refusing to share information, and decades of waiting while families of the victims are left without answers. The yoga shop murders show us that justice delayed is justice denied. The people responsible may still be out there living normal lives, while the truth sits locked away in evidence rooms. Today, more than 30 years later, the families of Eliza, Jennifer, Sarah, and Amy are still waiting. They have seen arrests, convictions, and releases, but not justice. In 2025, an HBO documentary reignited national attention. Americans across the country are once again asking, how can four innocent girls be murdered in such a horrific way and no one be held accountable? It's a question that has haunted Austin for 3 decades. And until someone pushes through the red tape, until the DNA evidence is properly tested and linked, the yoga shop murders will remain one of the darkest unsolved crimes in American history. Hello. So, what do you think? Were the wrong man convicted? Or did the investigators miss something bigger all along? Should the FBI be forced to release the DNA evidence? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into unsolved cases like this one, don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe. So thank you for watching this video this evening, and I will see you in the next. Bye now.